What is up, you fucking animals? What? You coming up? What are we doing? Doesn't matter what time I do the show. Lou is in for the show. It doesn't matter when. So what's up, Lou? Lou was even waiting for me. She was upstairs in the closet just snoozing, and she was waiting for me to come home. I got my son texting me, when are you coming on? Everybody's waiting for you. I have my buddies texting me. Did you eat Long John Silver's? Is that why you got sick? Like, I didn't know Long John Silver's was bad. I didn't get you sick. Maybe. Please. I know it's a little dark in here, but stop kissing me. It's like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What was the shack that he worked at? Fast Times Ridgemont High. What was the name of that? It wasn't Long John Silver's, was it? I don't know. But anywho, I'm here. I got my beer. We're good. I know you guys have been waiting. So I had to get home. I had to eat. The shrimp was good. Now, it didn't make me sick. It wasn't Houston shrimp, okay? It wasn't Houston sushi. And so my buddy said, what kind of beer goes with shrimp? I don't know. Oh, look. Look at this. Kit's involved in this. Wow, look at you. My nighttime kitty decided to join the festivities. I don't know, Steve. I'm not sure what goes good with it, but I have a Bear Bottle Califormulator, West Coast Pilsner. So I thought Pilsner went, they go pretty good with shrimp, and the fries were fantastic. Or as they call them over, oh no, you're going to step on the computer. You're going to mess stuff up. Keep moving. Did something happen there? Do you want to enable dictation? Not now. Stop. Kit, you can't be walking across a computer. You're killing me here. Even Pippi knows that. Pippi knows not the computer. Kit's like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't come in here very often. Lights are pretty bright. And I'm just going to walk across the computer. And so anyway, I didn't go Houston sushi. I didn't go, like I said, two places I think about when I think of fish, fresh fish, Hawaii and Houston. I don't think of Houston when I think of fresh fish at all. I think of barbecue, and I think of Tex-Mex when I think of Houston. Go away. This is going to end poorly, by the way, and it may end shortly. I might have to reboot. I need to get Kit off the... And now she's walking behind the camera. Oh, no. Hey, Kit, why don't you get down? She's sniffing the camera. She's got her nose on the power button. Nope, you're not walking across the computer. Get out of here. Come here. Come over here. Oh, now Lou's got to get interested in the whole process. Oh, God. This was much easier to do, by the way, in the hotel room. All right. Didn't have the animals. Anyway, let's get to the game. Warriors win an exciting it was an exciting fourth quarter anyway. 104-93. What do you think, Lou? Yeah, I know. GP was kicking ass. Huh? Oh, come on, stop. GP was rolling in that fourth quarter. Look, a couple of things jump out to me from this game. One, this is the way it's going to be. No. God damn it. Look, now this... If you guys can hear me, that's great. But I am off the air for now. Return. There I am. Hey, look at that. I'm back. Okay, that's it. She's not walking across the computer again. I'll take Lou off my lap and get the cat out of here. So I left the door open. I figured, what could go wrong? Leave the door open? Yeah, good. Nobody's downstairs. I'm just here chilling. Got my food, got my beer. Lou's no threat to anybody. All right, Lou's just going to lay in my lap, and that's no problem whatsoever. Now, she may get in my face a little bit. I do think they make an ointment for dictation, actually. Yeah. You get it right between, like where you get chafing, right between your thigh and your genitals right in there. It's like gets all red. And I usually use Tenactin because it's fast acting. Fast acting, Tenactin. Boom. So that's usually what I use for that kind of stuff. But oh, yes, it is a nature show. You haven't been around very long, have you? You should know this. You should know it's a nature show. We got cats, we got dogs, we got bunnies. Now, I could go dig up the turtle for you if you want me to, but that probably wouldn't be great. Turtle buried in the front yard. We got like a pet cemetery in the front yard. Great song by the Ramones. That's a really good song. We could play it right now, but why doesn't YouTube let us play songs, by the way, on this show? They have their own music channel. Why can't we play those songs? I don't know why we can't play those songs. We should be able to play those songs. I'm going to try to adjust this camera real quick. This seems to be a little high. I'm going to do some on-the-fly stuff here. That's better. I like that better. I'm actually learning how to do this. Another year, I might be able to do it by myself. Yes, Walker, I am the real doctor. I don't talk to him, though, obviously. If I talked to the animals, Kit would have listened to me. She wouldn't have been walking on the computer. So anyway, we got the turtle buried outside, the hamster buried outside in the front. So anyway, no, the animals are not up past their bedtime. The animals stay up as long as I stay up. All right, look, I could do this. I could, yeah. I'm Steve Irwin. Crikey. Except if I know that if I get the ray barb stuck in my chest, don't pull it out. Isn't that how he died? He had it stuck in his chest and pulled it out, and then that was pretty much. God, that dude was sweet too. His son's doing a show, by the way. I recorded it. I haven't watched it yet, but it's like crikey, blah 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 blah. The Irwins, and I kind of know what it's going to be, but I thought I'd watch it anyway. Oh, nice. You get to your drink. I hope everybody's drinking. You should be drinking after a Sweet Warrior win. I mean, look, Steph was Steph. And we talked about that post game, that this is what Steph does. When you need someone to come up big and your other guy's out and you need Steph to handle the load, Steph can handle the load. He's a Hall of Famer. This is what Hall of Famers do. And then the real special ones can dial it up a notch when they have to dial it up a notch. And Steph is certainly capable of that. And I just say, how does he do it? Somebody asked me, how's he do it? And I go, he's Steph. That's all I have for him. And that's really all you need to know. How did Magic do it? He's Magic. How'd Bird do it? He was Bird. How'd Jordan do it? He was Jordan. Like, there's probably like 20 of those guys in the league. Maybe more, maybe a few more in its history, but they just do what they do. And you expect them to do it, and that's why you pay him the big bucks. But Draymond was awesome on Şengün tonight. Şengün got nothing. I mean, Şengün was 7 for 18, but I thought he was a little lucky. He shot a bank from 13 feet that he no business. Like, he missed it by 2 feet. And if he didn't shoot it long, that thing no way was going to go in. So that was a brick. He shot another brick that died on the rim and fell in, and another one that needed like 3 or 4 or 5 bounces to get in the hole. I mean, he could have very easily been like a 4 for 18. And he wasn't very good tonight. And I thought a lot of that was Draymond. Like, Draymond is just, and again, how does Draymond do it? He's Draymond. Now, one of the things about Draymond that makes him so good defensively, we talk about his IQ all the time, how smart he is. And so we all know this. We all know Draymond reads the play. He's great at weak side help, all that. But another thing that Draymond does that's special for a guy that's only 6'6" is it's hard to score on him in the post. He is so good in the post defending bigger guys because he gets leverage, he has strength, and he's got a wingspan that's probably close to 7 feet, 6'10". Wingspan when he's only 6'6". So you think, oh, he's smaller than me. I can just back him up and shoot over him. Well, you can't because he's strong and his arms are longer than you think they are. So he did a great job tonight. He always does a great job weak side help, coming from the weak side to the strong side, but he did a great job on Şengün. And then I thought we used to have this thing called the electrifying player of the game. And Gary Payton was my electrifying player of the game, except electrifying whoever that sponsor was. They don't sponsor the game anymore. So I still made it my electrifying player of the game, even though whoever that wasn't a sponsor. I should have made it my Cars for Kids player of the game. Oh, God. Is there a worse jingle in the history of sports radio here in the Bay Area? Cars for Kids, please. I mean, somebody take a butter knife and shove it into my ear. Awful, just awful stuff. I feel scarred for life having to have listened to that for the many years I was doing radio. But Gary was great. They finally got some stuff out of the high screen and roll. They weren't getting a whole lot of the high screen and roll early on. Because usually how it works is Draymond comes up and sets a pick on Steph, right? Back in the day. And either Steph would get a shot or he'd throw it to Draymond in the pocket, and then Draymond would dribble toward the big man. Big man comes and helps, throws it over him for a lob. Wing collapses, he throws it to the weak side corner for a three. Well, they're guarding Draymond with smaller players now. I mean, sometimes it's Van Vliet, sometimes it's Eason, and then they just switch it. So they don't have to double it. They just switch that person on to Steph. So you can't run it with Draymond because you don't want him to switch it because you gain no advantage. They tried it with post a few times, didn't work. They didn't get a whole lot out of it. Looney didn't get a whole lot out of it. And really the only time they got anything out of that was when Steph just kept his dribble alive and really stretched the big out and then turned the corner on him. And he got a couple of those where he got around Şengün. But for the most part, the Rockets did a pretty good job and the Warriors weren't getting much out of it. In the fourth quarter, they brought Gary Payton up into the screen roll action. So when they did that, Gary Payton was the one catching the ball in the pocket. And while I think he only had one assist, he was decisive. He got the ball to the rim and he finished. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Come on. Stop. See, I'm not going to let her do that again. I'm not going off again. And so not going to happen. No, come on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my stats. Here are all my box scores, and I'm just going to put it in front. Go, come on. Now she's walking behind the camera. Ooh, she just got through. She didn't knock anything over. That was nice. Somebody asked, when I see your, we'll put them up on the screen, but when I see your comments, I'll read some of them. Any concerns with Post's offense? No. I mean, Post is fine. Quentin's fine. He just didn't have it tonight. I think he was 0 for 3 on threes. And then it's not his game to put the ball down on the ground and attack the rim. He's not a playmaker yet. Although he did have like 4 or 5 assists tonight. Well, I don't need to guess. I can just look at the stat sheet. 4 assists, 12 rebounds, though. He battled his ass off on the glass. But then so what happened is they get the ball to GP in the pocket, and he finishes. So what did they do? They put Thompson on GP2, and you're thinking, why would you put your best defender on GP2? Because they were going to switch it. You bring him into the screen roll, Thompson's just going to switch on to Steph now, and that's what they want. They want Amen Thompson to be able to guard Steph. So what they did is they brought another player into the pick and roll and put GP2 in the corner. And because if he shoots a corner three, not that big a deal, right? So Steph beats a double team, and then another defender comes over. So he gets shadowed. And what does he do? Passes to GP2 in the corner. Shot the Rockets are willing to live with. But by that time, GP2 had already had a couple layups, feeling good about himself, and just whop, hit that three-pointer. GP2 had 11 in the fourth quarter. Their bench had 17 in the fourth quarter, and he was just really good. The bench was really good in the fourth quarter. There's the stats right there: 7 for 9, 2 for 3. Had that 1 assist, 16 points, only 5 going into the fourth quarter, but had 11 in the fourth. So, Buddy Hield came up huge tonight, 6 for 13, 5 for 11 from 3. And look, that's what Buddy is in there to do. He's not in there to rebound. 1. He's not in there to have assists. He had 2. That's just not who he is, and not what you expect out of him. But what they needed him to do, make shots, and he hit shots. It's just, look, these are the type of games. This is the 7th straight game the Rockets and Warriors have played, where only one of the teams has been above 100. And in most of the games, neither of them have been above 100. For those of you that remember the first game the Rockets and Warriors played this season, and they played 8 times now, 8, because of the stupid midseason tournament. They played 8 times. And the first time, if you remember, was the crazy game where the Warriors were up 30. And then the Rockets actually came back, took the lead in the second half by 1, and they beat them in overtime, 127. I think it was 127, 121. That's the only time both these teams have been over 100 when they played each other. These are just rock fights. I mean, they get after it. The Rockets can't really shoot. Warriors had a nice game plan on Jalen Green tonight. Didn't really let him get to the paint. Didn't let him get going. And Van Vliet got going early on, but that was it. He didn't do much after that. So there isn't one Rocket. At the end of the game, I was thinking, who could they have gone to? Who was their guy tonight? They didn't really have a guy tonight. Şengün wasn't very good. Van Vliet, after the first 5 minutes, was just kind of what he was, not making a bunch of shots. I think he made 1 3 in the corner. And Dylan Brooks hit a couple of shots. And, man, that killed him, Dylan Brooks fouling out at the end of the game. And you know why he fouled out at the end of the game? He got 6 fouls. That's why. Aha. No, but do you remember the play in the first half where Draymond cut back door and Dylan Brooks pushed him in the back and he got his 4th foul in the first half? One, you got to question whether the Rockets should have kept him in, whether Udoka should have sat him with 3 fouls. Maybe I haven't watched all the Rockets games this year. Maybe they trust him. So he kept him in with 3 fouls, and then that was just a stupid foul. Just dumb. I mean, Draymond had him beat. It didn't even affect the play. All it did is allow Draymond to get 1 more point. I don't think he completed the 3-point play, but allowed him the opportunity to get 1 more point. And got his 4th foul, and just his little push in the back. I just don't understand why defenders push guys in the back. You get nothing out of it, and you're going to get it called against you. Everyone can see that hand in the lower back, and you just push. And it's just, what are we doing? What? And he's like their best 3-point shooter, him and Smith Jr. So to have him out there at least gives you somebody to space the court. So that was huge. But to win, as Perry says, to win tonight without Jimmy Butler was massive, because now you give yourself a little extra cushion. Like if he's on the borderline, you don't have to play him Monday. You got that cushion. And you don't want to give home court back, of course, but you feel like, okay, we're up 2-1. We've proved we could beat him without him. We could do it again. I'm not scared. I don't think the Warriors are scared of this Rockets offense either. I don't think there's anything about this Rockets offense that's scary. If you can keep them out of the open court and you can keep them off the glass, I think you have a great chance of beating them. And I think the Warriors tonight actually outscored them on second chance points. Second chance points were 11-18. Warriors won that by 7. And then fast break points were, I'm not sure exactly how they do fast break points. So these are, take this with a grain of salt. It was 10-9 Warriors, which is fine because just as long as you can keep the Rockets out of the open court, the Warriors are no longer a fast breaking, get the ball up and down team. That's just not who they are anymore. But the Rockets, when they get up and down, they can get some easy buckets. They let their athletes go. You get Green out in the open court. You're good to go. You get Dylan Brooks. You get Jabari Smith Jr. out in the open court. You get Ahmed Thompson out in the open court. You can get some easier buckets. You ask these guys to navigate a good half-court defense, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle, and they have. They've shown it. So that's, to me, the key for the Warriors. You can get beat on the glass, just not dominated, just not absolutely destroyed. And I think they've done a pretty good job of doing that. So keep them off the glass or keep them getting destroyed on the glass and then keep them out of the open court. And if they can beat you in the half court, tip your cap. I don't think they can. I don't think they can beat the Warriors in the half court. And again, they did it tonight without Jimmy Butler, who's also one of their best defenders. He's really strong. He's a little like a mini Draymond. So that was a big win. That was a huge, huge win. Because if you lose tonight, then you're feeling like, oh my gosh, we can't. There's no way we could lose Monday, go down 3-1, and they have 2 more games at home. So Hell of a win tonight. For those, I'm going to show this everybody one more time. Screenshot it, okay? Oh, I don't got to show you over and over again. It's a beer bottle. That's what we're going with. Okay, everybody good with that? And so, the refs definitely favor the Rockets on foul calls. Yeah, I look. You know me. I'm not going down that road. I don't think the refs are great anyway, and I don't think they try to favor one team or the other. I just think sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. Although they did call some of the grabbing and holding fouls on Steph tonight. Still don't know why Şengün starts his post from so far away. The key, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? Because I think he can shoot it. Şengün can shoot it out to 17. Not tonight he couldn't. Tonight he was having trouble. But I think he likes getting that like kind of that running start and then spins off you. So, and they throw him the ball a lot at the free throw line, between the free throw line, top of the key. When he's on the block, he usually catch it in the block, and he likes his pump fakes. He loves spinning baseline. But nothing was really working for him tonight. So, and again, Draymond can handle him. He can score, and he could have a big game against Draymond. It's possible, but I'll take my chances with Draymond anytime. I'll say, you know what? We'll let you single him up, and we're not going to help you, and I'll still feel pretty good about it. And so I don't know if Draymond said, you know what, I'm going to go down there and shut somebody down tonight, since it was announced that Evan Mobley won the Defensive Player of the Year this year. And Evan Mobley's a great defender. And I guess, I don't know. I didn't get I watched Draymond every game, so I know how good a defender he is. And I know Mobley's a really good defender, but I don't appreciate him like the Cleveland fans do, because they watch him all the time and they know how good he is. But I didn't mind like Evan Mobley winning it because they had 20 more wins than the Warriors did. And I think that's got to count for something in those awards. Like individual awards, I think winning should definitely count for something. And they had the best record in the Eastern Conference. I think they're one or two games behind the Thunder for best record overall. So yeah, I don't mind that. But maybe Draymond said, I'm going to make a point. I'm going to go out there and make a point tonight. I wouldn't put it past Draymond to go out there and try to make a point. Let people know, hey, if you voted for him, you voted wrong. Whether they did or not doesn't matter. It's what Draymond believes. So anyway, somebody said they loved how Kerr went hack at Adams or fouling at. Yeah, except for the fact he missed both free throws and then they got the offensive rebound. They screwed it up. They got it was great, except for the fact they got the rebound and scored. So they still got the 2 points that you were trying to keep him from. And then what happened the next time he did it? Of course, hits both free throws. And then the next time they didn't do it again, but the next time he get fouled, what did he do? Hit 2 free throws. He was actually one of their better free throwers tonight. They were brutal from the free throw line. 14 for 24. Most of that was Şengün, 1 for 6. Eason, 1 for 2. Jabari Smith Jr., 1 for 2. Thompson, 1 for 2. Van Fleet was 4 for 4. Brooks, 2 for 2. And then, Adams was 4 for 6. Not too bad for him. They were 11 for 28 from 3. Warriors were 14 for 45. Not generally a recipe for wins. So, Andis wants to know, do I see the Rockets still using? Yeah, I mean, that's who they are. They like using the double bigs. They go to the Adams and Şengün lineup and just try to pound you on the boards. But who knows? I mean, that could be usually adjustments. Everybody talks about huge adjustments in the playoffs, and a lot of it is just a little tweak here, there, a little tweak there. Most of the adjustments are rotation related, like who's going to play, who's going to guard who. Like you may have an adjustment where, okay, this isn't working, so let's have you guard him. You can be the first off the bench, or maybe you start. Maybe you don't play as much this game, and this guy's going to play a little bit more. That's usually what it is when coaches find something that works. Now, Ime Udoka will go back to the hotel tonight, watch this film, and try to figure out what the Warriors were doing. But I thought the Rockets had a pretty good game plan tonight. Again, they didn't dominate on the boards, but they just don't shoot it. That was my biggest concern with the Rockets going into the playoffs. Like, they're physical as hell, and they fucking bored Like they get after it and they compete, but they can't shoot. They just don't have guys that can score. The Warriors have a few guys that can score. I mean, Steph's a given, right? You have Butler there. He doesn't really stretch the court, but he knows how to score in other ways. When Buddy's hitting, he can definitely get you. I mean, he got 17 tonight. And then even the guys that don't score a lot, like GP can even occasionally hit some wide open threes. Post is a guy that can hit threes. So the Warriors, I just felt like going into this series, they were both pretty similar defensively. Rockets definitely had the edge on the glass, but I thought because the Warriors, they could shoot it a little bit better. And then they have Steph, right? They have that one superstar in this series that the Rockets don't have. And so let's see. Jalen Green, Jalen Green didn't play well tonight. They didn't let him get going. What did I do with my earpiece? Kid, did you see the earpiece fall down here? Well, son of a bitch. I guess I don't really need it. I mean, they didn't let Jalen Green get going downhill. That was the thing. In game number 2, he got going downhill, and then that opened up everything. And then when he caught fire, then it was like, oh, now we're in trouble. Now we're in trouble. Because if he's hitting like 20-footers, like crossover pull-ups, or 25-footers in your face, you're in deep trouble with that dude. Because he's lightning quick and super athletic. But they really never let him get going tonight. They never let him get going downhill. So I thought that was big. That was a good adjustment by their players. I'm not sure what adjustments the coaching staff made, but in the second game, I thought they opened up a little bit too much. And by that, I mean, instead of like hedging to his right hand, I thought they kind of opened it up a little bit, and he was able to straight line drive to his left. Like he's not great going left, but he can go straight downhill, and maybe one little juke can go downhill. And again, once you let players get going in this league, there's a bunch of dudes out there that can, they can ding you for 30, 35. There are more guys than you would think. All you need is confidence. So I was showing the stats from Buddy Hield. Yeah, he was big. He had some big shots tonight. The 3 steals too was nice. So he had a really, really, really good game. A fully healthy GP2 brings. Yeah, no, I mean we all know what GP2 is, right? That's why we love him. We love the fact that he can make plays a little bit for him, and he's just feisty. He's just tough. Varying opinions on whether Amen Thompson's a dirty player based on only and you said tonight you didn't think it was dirty. Stop. That was not a dirty play. You got to trust me on that. Amen Thompson on Jimmy Butler was not dirty. It just wasn't. He was falling. Did you see what happened before the play? It was a mosh pit in there. Steven Adams is like pushing guys around like and then Amen Thompson tries to get in there, and Draymond's in there, and I think Thompson just kind of clipped feet and kind of stumbled a little bit, and as he was stumbling, Jimmy had jumped and was already up in the air, and then he just clipped him perfectly, and then Jimmy fell down on his tailbone. But yeah, no, that was not a dirty play. I'm sorry. I mean, let's not start assigning dirty plays where there aren't dirty plays. I hate dirty plays. I do. And there's a lot of dirty plays that people don't think are dirty plays that I know are dirty plays because I may have done them possibly while I was playing or had them done to me. But that wasn't a dirty play by any means. I'll tell you one play, though, I hate, and they got to get rid of this. Competition committee has to get rid of this in the offseason. When offensive players, and I think Moody took what I thought was going to be a charge, but it wasn't. And I think it was Torrey Eason that drove into him. So he drives into him from the left wing to the free throw line and drops his shoulder into him. So he's dribbling, right? And then bang with his shoulder. And Moody goes sprawling on his ass because, of course, he's trying to stay in front of him, and he just gets dislodged. And Eason cans a 15-foot jump shot. I hate the fact they let offensive players now use their shoulders to run it into your sternum, or your off arm as a battering ram, where you get guys that are dribbling, they just go whap. And it just totally moves the defender out of his way, and then you lay it up. Boom, lay it up. And nobody ever calls that. And like, what? Excuse me. If I did that as a defensive player, that'd be a foul all night long, Lionel Richie. And it should be a foul all night long. But why does the offensive player get to do it when the defensive player doesn't get to do it? So that's something they need to look at. That's just garbage, where the offensive player gets to deliver the blow and then finish a shot, and there's no foul called. I hate that. So anyway, what else do we got? Is Kerr going to start JK again? If Jimmy's, that's a good question. That's a good question. He struggled tonight. Again, I know there's a lot of people that, and look, I think some people misunderstand me when I talk about him. I'd love to see him do well. And I think maybe in a different situation, he could do well. But just this is an offense that's read, react, it deals in space. And he just doesn't, right now, and he may be spinning a little bit too. He may be spinning a little bit too. He may be trying too hard to do stuff. You're damn right it's a cat's world. You got that, Lou? But like there are times when he should pass it and he shoots it. Times where he should shoot it and he passes it. Times where he should drive left and he drives right. And times where he drive right and shoot left. Just, And then there was a play on defense where he got backdoored by Jalen Green that ended up in a bucket. And he was denying Jalen Green like 30 feet from the bucket. I'm like, well, get off him a little bit. Don't get backdoored 30 feet from the bucket. So I just, he hasn't quite got it, and he's trying, and he's working, and he's into it, and I give him all the credit for that, because he could have checked out on you, but it's hard for him right now. Like it's hard for him, right? But I still think he's a player, and I still think he can play in this league. There's no doubt about it. You put him on a mediocre team, he could probably get you 18-8. But he's got to find a way to have those points and rebounds and steals and whatever he gets be impactful to winning. But he might start him. They won. The one thing I know about Steve is usually if they win, they stick with the same thing. So they could. Brian wants to know why I didn't start Moody tonight. It's just the lineup, like the combination, I think is what it was. So he started post too. And JK was in there when Butler went out. And then I think they wanted more floor spacing. So Post is a better shooter, not tonight, but a better shooter than Moody. So I think you bring the better shooter in and try to set some of those high screen rolls. And, but Post didn't have it tonight. He just wasn't making his shot tonight. Don't think of individual players when you think of like who Steve puts out there. Think of combinations of players. Like Steve wants to have floor spacers. He wants to have attackers. He wants to have some defenders. And so one guy may be a floor spacer, but he's not a great defender. Okay, so I got to put a defender out there, to go with that person. Okay, this may be a guy who's not a great floor spacer, but he can attack. Okay, if he's going to attack, he'll draw the defense. So let me make sure I have some floor spacers out there with that person. So when Steve's doing this, it's not in a vacuum. Like, is this player good? Can he play? It's, does this player fit with somebody else? And because, JK was going to start instead of Butler, well, you have him, and then you have Draymond, who's not really a floor spacer either. And you'd like to have somebody that spaces the floor out a little bit. Because even if Post isn't making shots, you have to respect his shot, and you have to honor his shot. That's kind of the hidden value of Steph, is that whether Steph's hitting shots or not, he's going to draw the defense. Steph's always going to have the gravity, always. So he's going to make things easier for other players because of that. And while Post isn't that, I mean, well, look, nobody is. You still have to honor his shot. So when you honor his shot, that gives people behind him a little more room. So because you already have Kuminga and Draymond out there, you want to have somebody out there that could space the floor. Post showed, yeah, Post was good, but Post didn't shoot the ball well, but he was fine. 4 assists, 12 rebounds, battled his ass off. Here's one thing I've noticed with some of the international players, they're not like afraid when they're young. I don't think they're in awe of the NBA players like some of the younger American players are, because we grew up watching these guys, right? When I first stepped on the court with like Magic and Michael and Larry and all those guys, like, oh shit. I've watched these guys my whole life. Like, I'm just, ooh, all right. Time to dig in. I think my first superstar that I played against, probably Charles Barkley. And you just, as a basketball fan, you watch him your whole life, you can't help but be like a little in awe. Like, damn, I'm on the same floor as these guys. It's pretty cool. These guys are used to playing against men. I mean, these guys, when they're younger, they're playing in these, leagues, like whether it be a Euro basketball league or, I'm not sure what the league is over in France or whatever, but they're men. They're playing against men. So when they come over here, they're used to playing against men. I just don't think they're intimidated by any of the people that are over here, the names. I mean, they know them, but it's like, let's go. Let's bring it on. Like, I like Post. He's got some feistiness to him. He gets after it. I mean, look, you said he pushed Adams around. If it came down to it, fucking Adams would stuff him in a garbage bin. He just fucking take him and fold him up like origami and just fucking throw him away. Like, Adams is a strong dude. I don't think Post is weak by any stretch of the imagination, but there's no chance in hell that Adams wouldn't just take him and throw him away. He'd go, what do you want? He'd like be making a balloon animal at a party. Turn Quentin Post in like a little fucking panda bear. Oh my God. All right, what else do we got? Yeah, Adams is like Drago. So if there was a foxhole guy in the league, like one guy I needed to be in the foxhole with me, it'd probably be him. It'd probably be that dude because he's so strong. I don't know if I'd always take the strongest guy. Like back when I was playing, it could have been Charles Oakley, right? Could have been Buck Williams. Could have been Terry Cummings. Could have been Vernon Maxwell. Vernon Maxwell wasn't big, but that dude was crazy as shit. Like, he was 6'4" and just wild. And you're like, I don't want to mess with this dude. I don't I don't want to mess with this dude at all, because he was crazy. What adjustments do I think Udoka's going to make in game 4? I was talking about this a couple of days ago with a buddy of mine. And I don't know what the counter is for them, because I don't know how they space the court any more than they already can. They don't have a lot of shooting on this team. We already delineated that. I mean, they got to beat you up on the boards a little bit. Like, the one adjustment's going to be Şengün's going to have to play better, and he can. He's an all-star, but he's going to have to shoot the ball better. He's going to have to play better. I think he's going to have to give them 20 plus, like an efficient 20 plus points. I think he had 8. What do you have? 18 tonight? No, he had 15 on 18 shots. That's horrible. When your points are less. No, I'm going to give you guys a little insight into how I look at players and their games. I don't look at how many points you score. I look at how many points you score versus how many shots you take. So Amen Thompson, right? 16 field goal attempts, 11 points, awful offensively. Now, the dude's awesome defensively. He's great defensively, so he's still good out there. But Van Vliet, 17 points, 14 shots. Not bad, but most of that was really early. Podziemski, 10 points, 9 shots. No, not really. They didn't really have anybody that was really efficient offensively, except, Steph, 36 points, 23 shots. Anytime you're about 1.5 points per field goal attempt, that's really, really good. So what you do is just take the field goal attempt. Steph had 23, have it, 11 and a half. So 34 and a half points, right around there. He had 36. That's really efficient. That's an incredible night. Buddy Hield, 17 for 13. That was good. Not like anything out of this world, but that's really solid. But how does Steph get there? How is he so efficient? Well, he goes to the free throw line 8 times, makes 7, and wasn't a great percentage from 3, 5 for 13, but he did have 5 3-pointers. That's how your efficiency gets high. Free throw line, 3-pointers. That's why James Harden was one of the most efficient players in the league when he was with the Rockets, when he was shooting 42% from the field. 42% is not very good, but when you get to the free throw line 12 times, make 10 of them, and you hit 4 or 5 threes in a game, boom, your efficiency is massive. So you don't have to shoot that high percentage to be all that efficient. So when you're looking at a box score, don't look at shooting percentage. Look at points versus field goal attempts. How many field goal attempts? How many points? You can divide the points by the field goal attempts, and you'll find out how many points per field goal attempt you got. And anything above like 1-2, 1-3 is pretty damn good. You start getting up around 1-5, that's really efficient, and that's what Steph was tonight. By the way, how about that Nugget Clipper game today? Wow. A 20-point lead. Maybe it was 22 in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to go watch it right now. As soon as I get done with you Yahoos, I'm going to go watch the fourth quarter of the Warrior game again. I got to watch fourth quarter of the Clipper game because I was able to watch some of it, but I was there, so I wasn't really paying attention. I was getting ready for the game. And all of a sudden, I look over. They're up 22. They're up 16. They're up 12. They're up 9. They're up 6. They're up 4. Oh, shit. It's going to be good. They're up 2. Oh, they're losing. Clippers went up 1 or 2 at the end. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because I think it probably was over at that point, even though I'll never say that because it takes 4 to win this thing, not 3. I hate when people go, oh, it's a must-win game. Oh, is it now? If you lose this game, do they have another one? Yeah. Well, then it's not must-win, is it? I don't know why people got to be so dramatic on it. Oh, it's must-win. Like, who started that? Saying it's must-win. Oh, it's must-win. No, it's not. Must-win is when you have to win or you're eliminated from the playoffs, or you have to win or you're eliminated while you're in the playoffs. That's it. Period. Those are must-win games. That's it. Done. Not down 3-1. I think Warrior fans all know that 3-1 isn't as commanding as maybe you once thought. But if they had lost that, it would have been awfully tough, especially in the fashion they lost it, up 22 and then lost. But how close was that replay on Gordon's dunk? For those of you that didn't see it, Jokic hit an amazing shot to put the Clippers up 2. Is one of his patented turnaround spin off 1 foot shots that Zubats is in his grill, and he drills it to go up 2. And then Harden comes down, shoots a floater, and I think Zubats tipped it in to tie it up. And then at the end of the game, Jokic shot a 3 air ball. Gordon catches it out of midair and dunks it. And man, that light went off. It couldn't have been out of his hand more than I don't know, a 10th of an inch, 20th of an inch, 50th of an inch. I don't know. All I know is like, oh, it was close. They looked at it for a while and then finally said bucket. So now I want that to go 7. That's been a fun series. And you got the Lakers and the Wolves. Boy, if you're the Lakers, you're sick that you let a game like that go to waste. LeBron game, but then Luka was sick. And then McDaniels, I was out of his skull last night. 30 points, driving to the bucket, finishing in between shots, hitting his threes. That's been a fun series. So I'll watch that tomorrow. But I do want to go watch the fourth quarter of that Nuggets game. The Nuggies. I love watching Jokic play. I've always said that he's my favorite guy. Him and Steph are my 2 favorite guys to watch in the NBA. Let's see. Question. If it was called no good on the floor, would they have reversed it? That's a great question. I don't know. Because he dunked it, right? And when he releases it, it's hard to tell where his fingers are. And then you got the rim and the net, and it's just so hard to see like when his fingers left the ball. I don't know. That's a great question. I didn't hear when I watched that. I'm curious if they said, yeah, I don't think they use the call stands or the call overturn. I don't know how they phrase in the NBA. I never really pay attention to it. All I know is if you win the challenge or don't win the challenge. But that was tight. That was as tight as they get. Okay, I've never seen one quite like that before. And on that type of play, and I'm thinking, oh, if you were Gordon, all you had to do is put it over the rim and just let it go. But in the moment, it's hard to say that. When you're sitting on the couch, it's easy to say all this stuff. Trust me, I do. I'm like you guys. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? You kidding me? And then I got to remember, bro, you played. You know how tough it is. It's not easy. Things are going really fast. And for those players that aren't great, and yes, I will count myself in that group because I wasn't even close to that. Sometimes things get going really fast for you. And that's when it's tough. That's when the game becomes tough. When the game just starts speeding up on you and you're like, oh, shit. I don't know. This game's way too fast for me right now. One adjustment might be putting Jabari at 5 to get more spacing. I mean, maybe I like Jabari Smith Jr., but I don't know how impactful he is because he is one of their best three-point shooters. Him and Brooks shoot around 40%. And I don't know how much I'd have to go back and see if they've done that this year, if they've toyed around with that a little bit. I mean, you can't really take Şengün off too much, I don't think, because he's one of your best players, your all-star, but that does slow him down a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not sure but I could see having him out on the court more. You know, I could see him playing more. He played, what did he play tonight? Well, he played 25 minutes. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds. So he played pretty well. Of course, he was a -8 in those 25 minutes. But, you know, Thompson was -9, Şengün -10, Green -14, Van Vliet -16. And plus minus in a one-game thing isn't like the be-all, end-all. It's just like another stat to kind of help you understand the impact of a player. So anyway, you could but yeah, I mean they could do something like that. But look, you don't have, thank you Papa 3, appreciate that. Oh yeah, you can like and subscribe if you want to, by the way. I never mentioned that. I just get on here and fucking start talking. And I figure you guys know what you're doing. You've done this before. But if you want to, that'd be great. I would appreciate it. That'd be sweet. I mean, I guess they could play Aaron Holiday a little bit, but they just don't have. Cam Whitmore's not that guy. Jayshawn Tate, Reed Shepard. No, they just don't have guys. So, again, to me, it's going to be, you know, can Şengün play better? That would be the start. All right, Şengün or Duncan? I don't even know what that means. Dunkin' Donuts? I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't even know if I've ever had Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a huge donut guy. Although if I'm going to go donuts, it's got to be crumb donuts, and it's got to be cake donuts. That's the go-to. If I'm gonna sink my teeth into 3 donuts, which is probably 1,000 calories, then I gotta go crumb. I gotta go crumb donuts. By the way, I'll give you a funny story. Krispy Kreme is better. No, it's not. Bite me. The crumb donuts are the best. In fact, if you want the best crumb donuts that I've ever had, then go to, God, where was it? It was on the way to Tahoe, but it was like way up in the mountains. My brother and I went and got some donuts there. And I swear, like, this is like a little I forget where it is. It's like a little out of the way place. Like this little donut shack in this little town that had like, I don't know, 5,000 people, 4,000 people. And God, I wish I could remember where it was. They had like the hottest wait staff there. And I'm like, I go, what is going on here? Why are the young women, I mean, way younger than me, but they were like smoking. And I'm like, what happened here? It's there's something going on. There had to be something going on here. There's no way that a donut shop in the middle of nowhere has like these smoking hot girls that work there. Like, there's just no way. So I didn't think much about it. So we get our donuts and go. And I think my brother went a half an hour out of his way like 3 times to go to Tahoe. We go to Tahoe every summer to play golf, and he goes there and picks up donuts every year. Every year he goes there to pick up donuts. I'm like, go get your donuts. He goes, oh yeah, went and got my donuts. Like, I go, there's no way that wait staff is. So that was probably like 10 years ago, too. Back when we went on a family camping trip with the whole family. It was the last camping trip my dad took. He loved to camp. Him and my mom have, always had a motor home or a camper. And I rented a motor home. So we all went and did it together. And my brother was driving my dad's motor home down the mountain. And he said he thought for sure they're going to crash. He said he was like, foot was on the brakes. You could smell the brakes burning coming down the mountain. I was like, oh God, that sounds brutal. He goes, it was scary because he doesn't drive motorhomes. My dad loved driving motorhomes, but my brother was driving it at the time. Not real thrilled coming down the mountain. And so, but I got through the whole trip without crashing the motorhome. I was pretty proud of myself till I got home. I didn't crash it, but when I pulled in, I didn't pull in like at an angle, and the whole tree scraped the side of the motorhome. $500. Thanks. No issues. No issues on the road. I get home and I screw it up. How great is that? Dumbass. I could not believe it. And I didn't even have to move it. I just took it around the block because I wanted to park it again, and that's what I get for doing that. But that was a fun trip, and that's where the donut shop started. The lore of the donut shop. Donuts and beer. No, I'm not Homer Simpson, and no, I don't eat donuts and beer. And I don't eat donuts very often. I don't. And people think I'm like a pizza snob. People think I'm a beer snob, which I kind of am. Because like Domino's, nope, not a chance. Little Caesars, people in my house love Little Caesars. I don't like Little Caesars. And my whole thing is I don't feel like a snob. I'm just like, I'm not wasting 300 calories on this stuff. Not going to do it. It's like, why I don't drink shitty beer. And so I don't, if I'm going to eat something that's going to crush me with calories, I am an old-fashioned donut guy. But again, Walker's chiming in. It's got to be cake donuts, like the thicker, denser ones. I don't like the airy ones as much. But yeah, if I'm going to drink beer, I'm going to drink a couple hundred calories. I want it to taste good. I don't want swill. And if I'm going to eat pizza, I want it to be good pizza that tastes good. I don't want to eat shit pizza because the calories are about the same. And if I'm going to waste calories on that, I want something that's good. And I don't want your shit donut either. If I'm going to eat donuts, I don't want to just like, hey, I brought some donuts home. Okay, I'm going to have some donuts. And I don't want your donuts. I don't want donuts at all. But if I'm going to eat donuts, yes, it is Lou snoring. Thank you. Here, let me see. Hold on. Lou, you're making me sleepy. You're killing everybody there. Everybody's like, you're tired, aren't you? Man, Lou's about out. Lou's like, because this is like Lou's time to lay next to me when I'm watching my games. So I'll watch the games. And when I get done with you guys, I'm going to go watch games. And she'll lay next to me. And so I think she's thinking, like, it's like, isn't it time? Like, it's past time that that we're going to do that. And so, and then kid's sitting over there. At least she's not screwing around. She's not screwing around with my computer, which is nice. And so, anyway, all right, we'll take a few more if you want. Anything about any of their games, and I'm gonna get out of here and go. Let's see. Would you rather have Reeves and Nas Reed or Jaren Jackson Jr.? Well, that's a weird question. I mean, you just do like three guys together on different teams, and I got to choose. I probably take Reed and Nas Reed. If you're speaking of Austin Reed, I'm assuming you are Austin Reeves. So yeah, I'd probably go Reeves and Nas Reed over Jaren. I like Jaren Jackson Jr., but I'll probably go those two. I'm a big Austin Reeves fan. I like Austin Reeves. I like Nas Reed too. I think he's really good. But so is Jaren Jackson Jr. But if you're going to give me 2 for 1, yeah, I'll go that. If you had to pick one, a shit donut, Little Caesars Pizza, or Michelob Ultra would be the choice. I kill myself. I just ended. That ended. I get a nail gun because I could do it quick with a nail gun and it'd be over. I wouldn't. It's that was like that's like a funny thing to say. Like, oh yeah, I kill myself. And you probably wouldn't. Oh man. I'll go Michelob Ultra just because they're all garbage, but it's fewer calories than the other two. So I'll go Michelob Ultra. My mom drinks Michelob Ultra. And I told her, I go, you want beer? She goes, yeah, Michelob Ultra. I go, no, do you want beer? And she goes, yeah, I said Michelob Ultra. And I go, Michelob Ultra is not beer. It's hard water. So if that's what you want, we'll get it. But just don't insult me and call it beer because it's not. My favorite series so far, Rockets Clippers. Rockets Clippers, my favorite series so far. OKC's over. Done. Cleveland about to be. Boston's 2-1 now, but, I think that they're going to be fine. I don't know. Do they ever sweep anybody? It seems like they always go gentleman sweep on everybody. I thought it'd be more. You know what? The Knicks isn't a bad series. Knicks Pistons pretty good series. That one might go 6 or 7. Cade Cunningham's a bad dude. That guy's good. And so predictions on Lakers Wolves tomorrow. Oh, man. I'm going to go Lakers just because I see it going 7. And if they don't win tomorrow, then I don't think it's going to go 7. But I'll go Lakers tomorrow. Do I feel great about it? No. Wolves are starting to play like everybody thought they'd play at the beginning of the season. And they have Jaden McDaniels, which is huge because he can guard Luka, or at least make it tough on Luka. No one can really guard Luka, but he can get after you. He's long. He's got a little bit of size to him. You can't move him around. Not as big as Luka. Luka's a damn tank, but he's good. And when he's scoring 30, I mean, again, that was a close game. He had a great game. That was like 102 with about 4 minutes left, and the Lakers stopped scoring. Maybe it was 103, and then the Lakers just stopped scoring. And that was pretty much the end of that game. But Anthony Edwards, that dude's – there are some times when he goes into his stuff, he just reminds me of Jordan. The way he moves, the way he hangs in the air, the way he finishes. He's good. That guy's a stud, like big-time stud. All right, a couple more. And then we'll get on out of here. Lou's ready. Lou's like, you kind of, can we go, please? And so I do appreciate you guys staying up with me. It's been fun. I do enjoy. Try absolutely. Chris wants to know if I tried Moonraker. Love Moonraker up in Auburn. I stop when we go up to Tahoe for our golf tourneys. We'll stop in Auburn and grab some Moonraker. They got really good beer. I like them a lot. So big fan of them. Revision and Sparks. I'll get some of their stuff too. And then of course you guys know what I like. You like Bear Bottle, Russian River, Cellar Maker, Fieldwork, Santanderas. Those are some of my go-tos. If Warriors advance, who's a better matchup for the Warriors, Lakers or Timberwolves? Well, I tell you what, I would have said Wolves, but I don't know anymore. Like the Wolves are just so athletic, and I don't know. The Lakers are tough, but Anthony Davis was a bitch. I mean, he was tough. The Warriors could not handle him. They just didn't have the personnel to handle Anthony Davis. And now you get rid of Anthony Davis, and like I don't know that anybody really has the personnel to match up with Luka. You can make it tough on him, but he doesn't have the defensive presence and the rebounding presence that Anthony Davis did. So I might say the Lakers be a better matchup for the but at this point, like at that point of the playoffs, it's not going to be super easy. The Warriors should just be happy they're on this side of the bracket because the other side of the bracket's brutal. I mean, you get OKC, Denver, and Clippers. If the Clippers play OKC, that's going to be a war. That one's going to be a bloodbath. That'll be fun to watch. This one is fun to watch too, but my goodness. I'll tell you this. If the Clippers and OKC play, I would rather play anybody on this side of the bracket than either of those two teams. So you miss both of them. Hopefully get a chance to play one of them if the Clippers win. I mean, now Denver's back in this thing. So, this is a much better side. Any thoughts on the 49ers draft? Look, I can't get into the draft. You can go to Krug for that and all your undrafted free agent needs. He's the one that studies all this, but I will tell you this. I love the fact they drafted defensive line. Like I liked Michael Williams. Like I've seen him play. He went to Georgia. Of course, I watch college football. So I think he's a stud. He's really good at run defense, setting the edge, stuff like that. And that's what they need. I know everybody, like there's a lot of Niner fans like, oh, we wanted somebody who could get to the quarterback. We need somebody opposite both so they could sack the quarterback. No, what you really need is some dudes that can help stop the run. The Niners got gashed the last 2 years. Their run defense was bad the last couple years. And when they were dominant, the run defense was dominant. It wasn't dominant. So what do? You get the dude from, was it Collins from Texas, and then the kid, was it CJ West, or I can't remember his name exactly, the guy from Indiana, two like big dudes. And then you get Williams, who, is supposedly a really good run defender and a really good edge setter. And I don't know if those skills, it sounds like those skills transfer pretty well. Like if you're a dominant run stopper in college, you'll probably be a good run stopper in the NFL. So if that's the case, and they have three guys who can be rotational pieces for him and are depth and end up being really good players, I think he did great. And then you get the a linebacker from Oak State, safety from K-State, receiver from Mississippi. I was just happy they drafted defensive line. But I can't sit here and break down the players for you. I didn't scout them. I didn't watch YouTube clips of them. I just didn't watch him. The only reason I know Williams is because he's from Georgia, and Georgia's on TV all the time. So of course you're not. And I know people were worried about the sack numbers. One, his ankle wasn't great from what I read last year. And those dudes are so deep, they just rotate him in all over the place. Like it's just a cycle there. And that's what the Niners want to have. When the Niners were really good, they just kept rotating dudes in. Like, we're good. We just keep rotating them in and we're solid. And they haven't had that in a while. So hopefully they have that now. Because I think that's the identity of the 49ers when they're really good, is have a nasty front four or front seven, if you will. But I think if these guys can they play? I don't know if they can play. I have tried Del Cielo. I do like it quite a bit. But now it's, can they play? Just because you drafted what you need doesn't mean they can play. And that was the tricky part, right? That was the tricky part. Yeah, 49ers took note of the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Just draft Georgia defensive linemen. That'll get you there. I mean, what do they have? 3 of them minimum in Philly? They have Carter. They have Davis. They have Smith. I know those are all Georgia dudes. They might have another Georgia dude. They got a Georgia linebacker as well. So, I mean, it's like, can you go wrong drafting Georgia defenders? Apparently not. I mean, that's kind of what Philly has done. Let's just keep getting Georgia defensive linemen. We should be good to go. So, yeah, I'm all for drafting Georgia defensive linemen. But I like the draft if the guys hit. I like the positions they got. Will they hit? I have no idea. Like, now you're asking me to go outside my area of, I wouldn't even say expertise, just my knowledge base. Like, I know some of these guys, and I've seen some of these guys, like the Collins guy I watched play at Texas. I thought he was pretty good from what I watched, but to try to get into like why, what, I just now that I'd just be BSing you. And so we'll see but we're going to find out soon enough. This isn't, hey, we'll find out in 3 years. We better find out next year because they need these dudes. It's not like they're stacked on the defensive end. We need to find out if these guys are any good because they're going to play because they don't have anybody else. They got rid of all their guys. So it should be a very, very entertaining Niner season next season. But I mean, I've already said it, but I think I'm gonna bet the over. Niner over win at 10.5. Pretty stiff. But go look at their schedule. We popped it up on our screen last show, and we're not even in football season. We'll wait until we get to that point, but it's pretty favorable. It's pretty favorable. Like, if you can't get 10, 11 wins against that schedule, then poof, even if you make the playoffs, you're getting slaughtered by somebody. But we'll see. We will see. All right. We'll be back with you on Monday. So somebody said Rams are good too. Yeah. Look, don't get me started, okay? You can get me started on football, and I'll be here another hour. And we can do that another time. I'm not sure what the show schedule looks like, but Monday, for sure, after the game. So we'll do it after the game, and then I don't know when I'm flying Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I think we leave right after the game. So I'm not sure if we'll do something Wednesday. Maybe. It depends on what time I get home. Maybe I'll surprise you and get home Wednesday and just pop on and show up at like 11:30. start everything at 11:30, which is basically what I did in Houston. You animals got to be in on 10:30. Not me. I started the show at like 12:30 back in Houston. I was up till 1:30 doing the show. So, but we'll figure something out. We'll get it done. You know, it's going to be a little weird during playoffs, but if I can, time permitting, I will absolutely come on with you guys and chat. I love coming on, talking Warriors hoops, and we will do it again on Monday. All right, everybody have a lovely Saturday night. Enjoy a beer and go watch your favorite show or go watch the Warrior game again. I'm going to go watch fourth quarter again. I'm going to watch Clipper fourth quarter again. That will be my viewing. And Lou's going to be very, very happy that she will have her couch buddy back. See you guys. Out.